Call Halal Yahweh Bashem Yahushai Bashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone who rule well. And shalom to the hopeful elect. I wanted to continue in the prophet's shameful spewing of the wicked system that Babylon the Great has pushed out to all the world, and go through some of the conditions of that system as it pertains to the effeminate, women-catered and oriented societies that this system has produced. Okay, and start off with this prophecy right here that is indeed taking place in modern times. Okay, and the expression of the pretty much the extent of this prophecy is at its furthest point right now. When you look at how much a woman has compassed a man in this time. All right. This is in Jeremiah 31 and 22. How long wilt thou go about, O thou backsliding daughter? For Yahweh hath created a new thing in the earth. A woman shall compass a man. Okay. And so basically, the new thing on the earth that was prophesied was that a woman would be above the man. Okay, she would be thrusted in positions of authority and leadership, and she would basically become the head of the household. When you look at the biblical structure of the household, the hierarchy, it starts with the man, all right, and then the woman and children. But here you have it completely flipped upside down to where the ones that are indecisive and the worst decision makers are the ones calling the shots, all right? Like it said, if the blind leading the blind, and both of them shall fall into a ditch. There's no greater expression of that than what we have today. When you look at women being put in leadership positions and projects in different companies and corporations, all of them fail. One thing that comes to mind was this construction project for a bridge in fucking Florida that was exclusively all women, okay? Meaning excluding men. It was, I'm not sure if it was an experiment or a, what do they call that? Like a fucking test, a testing thing. But basically, it was an all-female, not only engineer team, right? The motherfuckers who the architect team that designed the shit, but an all, I believe, woman construction team that actually put it together, and that shit fucking collapsed. Okay. You look at a lot of different projects in America, in any different sector. You can pull an industry out of the hat and fucking see when women are put in those positions that it fucking implodes. All right, and just as America and this fucking system has gone out through all the world, you have all these bitch prime ministers. Okay, a prime minister, the pretty much top dog of a nation, but this woman's over here bleeding. You know what I'm saying? This woman's over here having menstrual cramps and shit. It's complete madness, man. What it is it's counterintuitive, meaning it's against even intellect. It's against all reason to have this thing that's supposed to be, that was literally created to be on the background of fucking the support team, right? are being fucking not only pedestalized, but they're being um, pretty much promoted above the man. All right. That's why the scriptures say, surely this devil Esau, Edom, which is the ruler of this current world, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Okay, when you look at who has the stranglehold of the earth right now, it's the so-called white man, hands down. All right, and this piece of shit, he's a he is a characteristic cuck. To can't save him. All right, simp. To put this vessel, the weaker vessel, as the top, man. And it really took off and had the worst implications on our tribes, the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, when he took the man of the household, binding the strong man. All right. So we are indeed living in this time where this is in its height. All right. And also, when you look at that word compass, it's like it's a military term, pretty much when you roll up on your enemy. Okay. When you when an army compasses on a camp, all right, they pretty much descend upon it, man, and conquer it. And that's what it's also likened to these women. A woman has conquered a man. Talks about a man running out of his wits for a woman, and you see that all fucking day long. So much so that the motto now is happy wife, happy life. All right. It's completely contrary to the scriptures. All right. That's why we're going back to our Eastern. We're going back to the Eastern way, the original way. All right. Back where, for example, you have places back east, back far east, going into so-called Middle East, Middle Eastern countries. Their men don't play any of those games with their women, man. All right, they've got them in subjection. Okay, and you go out to the cafes and the restaurants and shit, and the markets. There's not a whole bunch of bitches out there. They're put away in the crib where they're supposed to be. All right, tending to the affairs of the household. All right, being the support squad. All right, like the brother said, I don't see no bread made. Okay. All right, I don't see any garments being crafted. Got work to do. But this society's got it completely fucked up to where even the unthinkable has occurred, and these other nations, the aforementioned territories and areas where they still abide by the old way, have even been tainted. All right. I think you had these bitches in hijab and what are those shits called? Hijabs or some shit. Those fucking those turbans or the coverings for the bitches. They were over there in a studio twerking. All right. So this cancer of women empowerment and women's equality, women in any form of leadership or anything equal to a man on a level is that cancer is going to be fucking eradicated. It's going to be wiped out in the time to come. Okay? But that's what you have here. So much so that the men now consult to the woman for answers. Looking at this bitch for answers, man. like brother say, the one the one who doesn't know what they want for dinner. Okay, this is in Isaiah 3:12. As for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. O my people, they which lead thee cause thee to err, and destroy the way of thy paths. Okay. So the children that are their oppressors is literal, because you have these children that are fucking. You see the parents catering to the children. All right, they're being incorrigible and fucking disobedient, and they still get whatever the fuck they want. You see them a lot of instances. The kid is running the fucking parents. They're on the parents are on the beckoning call of the child, and fucking pretty much placate, which is a word to me, to try to appease the wrath of, to try to get the little demon from having a tantrum and whatnot. Okay, and they live vicariously through their children, so it's a thing of pride as well. It's like, yeah, that's me. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna spoil this little fuck. All right. But then it's also the children that it's referring to is Esau, Edom, and that's pursuant to this scripture right here. Let's get the precept. That. This is in Job 31. But now they that are younger than I have me in derision, whose fathers I would have disdained to have set with the dogs of my flock. Okay, and Job, indeed being a man of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, and the prophets returning in a lot, wouldn't he have to be one of the first fruits, one of the first creations of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, the Elohim? Absolutely. It being the Elohim, he would have to be older than any other heathen, and fucking guaranteed than Esau. So yeah, they're younger. They're younger than us. Then that's just in accordance with Job. That's just pertaining to Job and his, his first estate. Like it says, the angels that left our first estate that were pretty much fucking condemned to the chains of darkness. Okay. But even going into the nation of Israel, that's in the scriptures that says Israel is the former of all things. Okay. Because we ultimately go back before the inception of our nation, before the 12 tribes, okay? It was that same line going back. Who do you think Abraham and Noah and all them that preceded Jacob, where do you think they came from, man? Or what line they belonged to, man? They were Israelites. All right? Through the Spirit. It says, so the children are the oppressors, Esau, and also children. Going into E, and it says, and women rule over them. So women even rule over them, man. You can see that. Who's the forerunner of wickedness? You can see that to be so in this very day, because the woman is the fucking forerunner of wickedness, man. All wickedness is but little to the wickedness of a woman. It tells you that from women come wickedness. It's a package deal, all right, in this time with them. So indeed, um, wickedness has exceedingly polluted the whole earth. When you have, it's heavy. This creature, this creature that is so prone and drawn to wickedness, is the one that's pedestalized, is the one that the whole society caters to. So in turn, what would you have in the society? Wickedness. For example, when you look at what a man does, how it talks about he'll fucking go to the ends of the earth. What it talks about, man running out of his wits for a woman. It talks about how he'll go to the ends of the earth. He'll fucking he'll steal. He'll rob. He'll pillage to do whatever to bring it to his broad. Okay. Just as the case in this modern day society, we have men doing outlandish shit, wickedness, uh, um, completely heinous acts for these women, man. Okay. All right. And then now it's just this modern day expression is completely out of hand, a complete clusterfuck. Now that you have social media, because everything's a flex or something to impress these bitches, and of course it's something of sheer, complete, and total fucking wickedness, man, and iniquity. All right, and so that's what you have in this place, man. It says, "O my people, they which lead thee cause thee to err and destroy the ways of thy past." And that's why the Black, Latino, and Native American man is so completely fucked off, because our women are in the worst state of any other woman on the planet, okay? Of any of the heathen nations, of the 18 nations in the scriptures, man. It's the Jake women. But that has actually trickled into the women of the other nations, man. It's where all these fucking women are out of order. And this wasn't even really a segment going in on the broads, but it is such a relevant factor when it goes into the condition of the society. All right, the condition of this beast system that has gone out throughout the whole earth. It's one of the main components of it, man. All right. All right, this is in 1 Corinthians 6 and 9. Know ye not that the unrighteous shall not inherit the kingdom of the Most High? Be not deceived, neither fornicators, nor idolaters, nor adulterers, nor effeminate, nor abusers of themselves with mankind, nor thieves, nor covetous, nor drunkards, nor revilers, nor extortioners shall inherit the kingdom of the Most High. And that's all you have in this society, in this world. Like it says, the love of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai is not in this world. But all that is in this place is wickedness. All right? And all that is in this is against the Most High. It's all, the Most High and His Son are crucified here on the daily. Okay? Anything that pertains to this place has nothing to do with the Most High. And you can see that increasingly. They're removing any semblance of the higher power out of everything, out of every little gambit of this place, but setting it up perfectly for the destruction. But we're going to focus here on the word effeminate to show you that that's not acceptable. You got these niggas walking around out here, these men, of all the nations, but it starts with who is the most relevant, being Jake. Okay, like it says, it's the only thing that really matters, man. in life is Israelites. Okay, like it says, that's the only nation the Most High cares about. See, but the men of all the nations have become completely effeminate, man, and it's actually a talking point throughout these nations that they're attempting to bolster the masculinity of their men because they're just completely weak. Because with coming, it's so many negative aspects, what they call cons. You got pros and cons. So many negative aspects to a man being fucking effeminate, man. Because at that point, he's taking on the traits and the characteristics of a woman, which is what that means. All right. And in that comes, being indecisive, all right, being quarrelsome, all right, being even the ones that are positive for a woman is negative for a man, being fucking gentle and soft, all right, and that's ultimately what it means. Let's just get these all cons. That's the spirit. I actually opened these tabs already. The word effeminate, it even tells you it's derogatory. It's with reference to a man having characteristics and ways of behaving traditionally associated with women and regarded as inappropriate for a man. Okay, to be unmanly, womanish. And it goes back to what, of course? Ex femina. Ex feminare means to make feminine. All right, and feminine, femina, meaning without faith. So to make you without faith, to make you faithless. But keeping in mind, of course, with that, all the characteristics of a fucking woman, man. And we're gonna get some of those of the traditionally, the characteristics traditionally associated with womanhood. We're gonna show you. But it's heavy because to be effeminate, this whole society, this effeminate ass society, goes back to being fucking faithless. It talks about this faithless generation. How more without faith is in this current time, man. It's almost devoid, and it is. Outside the elect, it's completely fucking devoid. And then you even have some of the 1/3 with their head up their fucking ass right now, because it says some aren't even woken up yet. Okay, to the last second. All right, these are the traits such as characteristics of women are traits such as nurturance, sensitivity, sweetness, supportiveness, gentleness, warmth, passivity. That means to be passive. A man's not supposed to be passive. He's supposed to be aggressive. Okay, aggression is one of the main traits associated with manhood, man. Because to be assertive, that's another word for it. Passivity is polar opposite. It's fucking antonymous. It's an antonym for being passive. To be assertive, okay? Meaning to fucking to assert oneself, to fucking get shit done, okay? It's to be all mousy and shit, but that's what you have. And the social engineering of this society that even the men of Yahweh Shem Yahushai went through, this fucking, the social conditioning, all right, the brain, not the brainwashing, the brain brain damaging, if you will, of the programming of this system. We've even been tainted by that and had to go through deprogramming through this whole time in this truth, okay? Every fucking day, we're deprogramming from this place. And it's like it's a catch up. It's like a race that we'll be continually running until we get out of these bodies, until the Most High cleans this place the fuck up. And kainos, okay, when we're changed, because we're still getting the programming and the conditioning. We're still receiving that while we're deprogramming. So that means we're going to have to continually deprogram the programming that we're constantly getting until the end of time, if this were to continue. But that's why it says there would be no flesh left to be saved in that case, man. All right? Will indeed lead to the collapse and the death of society. Women in fucking power and men being fucking effeminate. And when you look at even on the military aspect, that will make a place most ripe for the picking. Men that are effeminate and weak, and all these traits that you see here. It says cooperativeness. See, it's not always kosher to just fucking agree with everything all the goddamn time and be a yes man type shit. Okay. It says to be expressive, modesty, humility, empathy, affection, tenderness, being emotional, okay, kind, helpful, devoted, and understanding. Okay, so there you go. All things that will get a man killed or get a household fucking ransacked. And so many other things, so many other fucking cons to this, man. In the household, and on a personal level, on an immediate family level, on a nation level, and then on a whole on a global level. Okay. Characteristics of men is what? Strength, courage, independence, leadership, and assertiveness. Okay. We're going to get that word effeminate in the blue letter. Okay. In first core 6 and 9. This is completely unacceptable, man. And those will not enter into the kingdom of the Most High. Why, though? Why? Because it's wicked. It's wicked, it's impractical. It's going to get this place fucking destroyed. Okay? Even on a carnal level by its enemies. Like it talks about the military, the American military, or any military that's built, that's contains these kind of fucking feckless, backless, spineless excuses of what you call a man today. This is the word effeminate in 1 Corinthians 6 and 9. It's Strong's G3120, malakas, and it means soft to the touch, okay? Metaphorical in a bad sense, okay? Effeminate, and then it goes into just being a straight up mo, all right? In bullets 1 and 2 under section A, okay? But then it goes into being a funk boy, a male who submits his body to unnatural lewdness of a male prostitute. Okay, that actually makes you it decreases your testosterone, okay, and your strength. That's a very weak nature to be led by your rod, to be run by your rod. That's a very a weak nature, man. Okay. Scriptures talk about the strength in constraint. Scriptures talk about the strength in fucking starving the flesh. Okay. And with a man who's always um, ran by his rod and always has to be in between something isn't is weak mentally. Okay, he's like, man, no, I can't fucking not dive into something. All right, goes into ruling your spirit, man. Fucking mortifying your members. But ultimately, this word goes into being soft. It says, as in fine clothing. Like the brother say, soft as cotton and shit. All right, this is a negative. This is in a bad sense, negative sense, man. All right, it's gonna get this place taken over, taken down, man. This is wow. Cause see, this is the contrast of what the Most High Yahweh Shem Yahushai requires of a man. And the cool part about it is that if the Most High requires this, and this is how a man's supposed to be, what would the opposite of this be? Okay? How would that be deemed in the sight of Yahweh Shem Yahushai? Detestable, man. Abominable. It's an abominable thing, the Most High. What he witnesses, okay, what he has to behold of his creation, these inhabitants down here, on what they've done with the place and with themselves, man. Because it's crazy when you look at even just a few generations ago, how much a man was in his masculinity, okay, and how much that masculinity has dwindled, okay, has plummeted each generation that's passed, okay? For example, you see pictures of men in the 20s and 30s and they were roughneck. They weren't smiling, big-ass fucking cheesers, okay? And they weren't wearing fucking tennis shoes. A lot of the attire and shit that a grown fucking man wears is like, it's child's attire, okay? Lots of shorts and fucking showing skin like a bitch. And hey, a bitch is not even a woman at least, okay? Or wearing like gym stuff, or gym clothes and all that. Which the whole thing of a gym, we know about a gym, but a lot of that goes back like sportswear. Which what are sports? It's games. It's folly. So the spirit of a man is completely fucked off. If it's not effeminate, it's childlike, man. All right. They're wearing all the shit that these niggas wear on these feet. It looks like some shit out of Toontown, man. Out of a cartoon. All these different multicolored shoes and tennis shoes and all this. And then you see the men back in the earlier generations in the 20s and 30s and shit. They always wore boots and other type of like more masculine fucking shit for the occasion, so to speak. Shit that was more serious and solemn, which went along with the whole disposition of a man. Okay, the man was crucial, and you could tell, you could see the spirit on him. He was crucial, man. But then now you have, but to this point, we're not even going into the weirdo people, into you know, that's just going into just a regular fucking everyday man in this place, man. So it's gotten exponentially worse. And that is, as I mentioned, is completely polar opposite to what the Most High had prescribed for a man to be like. Okay? Since 2 Timothy 2 and 3, thou therefore endure hardness as a good soldier of Yahushua HaMashiach. Okay? And we have all these other scriptures that talk about that a man is supposed to fucking be a man, man. All right? Why does the scripture say that a man with long hair, it's a shame unto him? All right? And that he shall not put on a woman's attire. Okay? That he be an abomination. So this doesn't just pertain to the men of Yahushua, the men in his ministry. It pertains to all men, man. Okay, they're supposed to have some semblance of being hardness, okay, and toughness. Like the Apostle Rakal always went into, used the word of having an edge. Man's supposed to have a fucking edge on him, man. And so many things in the society take that edge off. All right? We're supposed to stay spry for battle, so to speak, spiritually and physically. But this thing is likened into an army, the most crucial army, man. The most highest posts. Okay. Let's get this word in, to endure. To endure means to undergo or suffer, especially without breaking. Also to continue in existence. And here's the kicker. From Old French, endurer, to make hard, harden, to bear, tolerate, keep up, to maintain. But the point here, to make hard, all right? Endurus, I believe it is. Let me see. Yeah, endurus, which means to in hard, which another word to harden. Okay, so we're being hardened, not only in this truth, but that's what's required for a fucking man to be hard. If to endure hardness goes into being made hard, and effeminate is to be soft. Is that acceptable behavior from the Heavenly Father? All right, absolutely not. Okay. It says soft is the opposite of hard. Is effeminate the opposite of enduring? Okay. We're supposed to be built up iron fucking tough. And finishing off Isaiah 46 and 8, remember this and show yourselves men. Bring it again, to mind, O ye transgressors. So let's see what the Most High requires of a man and what it's supposed to fucking be. Which we could see, indeed, is completely contrary to this society. this is the word men. It says, show yourselves men. Is it just a nigga with a rod? No, it's a lot more than that. And that's what a fucking, these niggas and spics think, like the apostles go into. They think that they're just a man because they can bust something down, okay? But that actually shows how much of a fucking female you are. Like it says, you go from crib to crib, knocking up different bitches, and them supporting you. You're likened to the goddamn the woman. Really a man whore. Like it said, is what? Is effeminate, bad. All right. It says to be a man, to show masculinity. Wow. And then to champion. So showing masculinity is synonymous with to champion. Because you can be a champion, or you can champion something. Champ that out, champ. All right? You can champ as a verb. When you champion something, I champion that course, right? That obstacle course, whatever the fuck. I champion that battle. Okay? And then Strong's definition to be a man, example, i.e., to act in a manly way. So the Most High is the ultimate man. Ultimate masculinity and manhood is found within the scriptures. All right, and the elders and apostles of Great Millstone on down have been speaking on that, revealing that, showing it to be true for decades now, man. The forerunners of this thing. Not only before this place went super south in the form of being effeminate, you know, and women oriented, but just since the forerunners since this whole manosphere shit came out, okay? We're the fucking the vanguard, all right, which is the likened to the trenches, the front lines, man. Great Millstone, the elders of the apostles of Great Millstone on down are the vanguards of this movement, so to speak. All right, and doing it the right fucking way, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, because we get back our manhood by going into these scriptures, by abiding to the will of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, however vast that is, okay? All the requirements of us, okay? Very finite, pretty much MO, which is a mode of operation. It's very finite and detailed all throughout these scriptures for what we're supposed to do in certain situations, how we're supposed to deal, okay? And then, of course, all the examples of the scenarios that we have of situations that went down to the men that went down in the lives of the men of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, and how they responded to it, okay? How they reacted, what maneuvers did they make? And that's ultimate manhood, man, okay? And that's what's gonna come back in a whole new way, come back with a fucking vengeance, especially in a time with collapse and destruction, where a man's gonna have to come back into that. He's gonna have to default to that, or he's gonna be destroyed, point blank, okay? Because it talks about only the strong surviving. And the scriptures told you that the men will be as women. Okay. The men be as women. We'll close off on that. So they're gonna fucking be destroyed over there with the hands on their loins, you know? Jeremiah 51:30, the mighty men of Babylon have forborne to fight. They've remained in their holes. Their faith, Slakia, um, their might hath failed. They became as women. They have burned her dwelling places. Her bars are broken. Okay, what's gonna happen to those niggas, man? They're gonna drop out. They're gonna get discarded. And then only the strongest gonna survive, man. Okay. So this wicked, effeminate, women-oriented society is gonna be casted down, man. And you can see we're indeed coming into its conclusion, because things are imploding on every side. And you didn't think it had to do with the effeminization of society? It absolutely did. Okay? Fucking faithless. Going into it being faithless, okay, and devoid of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, okay, and then being weak, because that to be effeminate, when you sum it up, the synopsis of it, so to speak, all those characteristics of women, that's weak nature, man. For a man, and even for a woman, because a woman is a weaker vessel. So it's okay for her to have those. The Most High created her to have those traits, okay? But not for the man, man. This is going to be corrected in a fierce way in the time that's about to befall this place, all right? So with that, all praise, honor, and glory to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Barakah, Kadash. Shalom to the hopeful elect.